Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be reviewing the June 19th MLB games. We got 15 of them, including one doubleheader and one postponement. So, well, the postponement's not included, so technically 16, but 15 with the doubleheader. A bunch of games last night, of course, across the Saturday MLB. Not going to go into too much, just going to jump right into it. But we are doing these shows live every morning. During the week, it's going to be around 5:30 to 6 a.m. Pacific time, so hit that bell if you want to watch this and join in the conversation early in the morning. On the weekends, I get to sleep in a little bit later, so we start a little bit later. For example, it's 7 a.m. on the Pacific coast over here, so that's usually around the time we start, around 7 a.m. I'm like, all right, I got to get up. So, yeah, let's jump into it. The first games we're going to talk about are going to be the doubleheaders, and this one was split. The Mets took game one here, 5-1. I don't like talking too much about these doubleheaders because there's 7 innings. I don't think 7 innings really talks too much about what a baseball game is. Lindor has a nice 3-hit, 5 RBI performance in this one. On the other side, Trey Turner also had a nice 3-hit performance. Lindor, 2 home runs in this one 7-inning game. Pretty impressive. Peterson goes 4.21, earned run 6 strikeouts, and then we have Joe Ross on the other side going 5 earned runs, so he's picking up the loss in that first game. Second game, we have the Nationals bouncing back. They're winning 6-2, so pretty much almost a wash if we look across the board. Both teams score 7 across 2 games. Pretty interesting to split it. Nationals offense in this one, first couple guys had a multi-hit night. Kyle Schwarber, 2-hit performance for him, and by 2 hits, I mean 2 home run in the leadoff spot, 4 RBIs all around. Trey Turner also hits his 11th home run of the season. Kyle Schwarber is up to 15. Pereza for the New York Mets hits his 5th, and we're looking at the starters. Gesellman goes 2, 1 earned run in this kind of bullpen style for the Mets. John Lester last 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, picking up his first win of the season in this shortened game. Moving along, we're going to start talking about the full-length games. We got the Yankees 7, Athletics 5, and this is a big win for the Yankees because any win's a big win for the Yankees when they're sitting that far back in their division. They were down 4-1 about halfway through, and they put up 5 runs late in this game, which is really the big difference. Gary Sanchez gets things going in the 6th inning, hitting his 11th of the season, and Urshela hitting his 9th of the season. For the A's, we have Tony Kemp, his 4th of the year, and Matt Chapman, his 8th of the year, but it's not enough. Matt Olson goes 3 hits, 2 RBIs in this performance as well. Herman only lasts 4 innings, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks, and Herman, now that's back-to-back starts for him where it's been like mediocre. Chris Bassett on the other side, 6 innings, pitched 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. He's leaving the game with a nice lead, giving his team a good chance to win, but the bullpen blows it down the stretch, and Luzardo ends up picking up the loss along the way. Marlins 11, Cubs 1, and Cubs have turned into possibly one of the most streaky teams in the MLB. They went on that rough start at the beginning of the season, then they had a very big heater in the middle there where they basically are now division leaders, and now they've been on somewhat of a losing streak this past week. I think they're now 1-5 on the week. Marlins take this one 11-1. A lot of offense from the Marlins spread across the entire board. Adam Duvall, it's 2 games in a row now where he's hit back 2 home runs in the game, and he hits 2 in this one. He's up to 16 with Sanchez for the Marlins hitting his 1st and Diaz his 2nd. So I know we talk about it. Marlins are not the home run team, but Duvall seems to be that guy. Jason Hayward hitting his 5th for the Cubs. Arrieta only lasts 3 innings, 4 earned runs, gets 5 Ks. Pablo Lopez goes 7, 0 earned runs, 7 Ks. So it's a big outing for the Miami pitcher, and that's what we talk about very often. Moving along, we got the Fish on a Heater Sports Betting Challenge game of the day for yesterday. I had the Cleveland Indians in the first 5, and they cashed. They were winning 2-0 after 5 innings, and they were cruising to win this one, but the Pirates had a nice 6-run 7th inning, and that's where they got it. The offense couldn't come back. Jose Ramirez missing this game after taking that ball while he was batting off of his foot, knee, whatever you want to call it, in this one. The other Ramirez hits 2 home runs, though, in this game, up to 5 on the season. and Rivera hitting his first of the season. For the Pirates, we got Perez hitting his 5th and Reynolds hitting his 12th, and that all coming in that one inning. Quantrill has a good outing for the Indians here. He goes 5, 0 earned runs, 2 Ks, and then no decision. And Will Crow, he leaves the game, 4.2 innings, 2 earned runs, both of them off solo home runs, and he gets the no decision as the team comes back in that 7th inning there. Moving along to possibly the most intense game of the night, we have the Blue Jays 10, Orioles 7. Blue Jays jumped out quick. They were up 2-0, but the Orioles did not give up. They tied it up after 3 in the 4th inning. They put up 3 of their own to take a pretty commanding lead. And then by the end of the 7th, we're looking at, a 7-3 game for the Orioles. And as we've been talking about, the Blue Jays, they don't tend to win these games late in games, but for whatever reason, their bullpen closes the door in the 8th and 9th, and their offense puts up 6 in the top of the 9th. I guess it's the Orioles, I've talked about it as the medicine for a lot of teams, but I thought it was a kryptonite for Blue Jays, to be honest. Semien has 2 home runs in this game. He's up to 18 on the season. Vladdy Guerrero, 23rd of the season, leading the league. And on the other side, the Orioles just got to Manoah pretty hard. Mountcastle had a 3 home run night, 4 hits, 4 RBIs. Were they all off Manoah? 2 of them off Manoah. Mullins had 2 home runs himself. 2 guys here combining for 5, and then we also had Stewart hitting his 7th of the season. Kremer goes 6, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, unfortunately in the no decision. And Manoah, 3.15 earned runs, coming off of 4 home runs. And the bench is cleared in this one, and it was a lot of pent-up anger, I'm sure, with the Toronto Blue Jays that caused these benches to clear. And it was pretty funny seeing Vladdy Guerrero bear hug Freddie Galvis and carry him out of there. But Blue Jays pick a much, much needed win in that situation. Twins 3, Rangers 2. 2-2 about halfway through here in Minnesota. Puts up 1 in the 7th inning. Kinner Falafa hitting his 6th home run of the season. It's been a while since I've said his name. I think for the most part he must have been out because he hasn't been making the show in a while. Nelson Cruz hitting his 15th of the season, and this is a good spot. Byron Buxton is now back in the lineup for the Minnesota Twins. They have missed him dearly, and they show it and pick up a nice win here. Dobnak goes 5, 2 earned runs, 1 K, and Allar goes 6, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. Both the starting pitchers did what their teams wanted. No decision. Bullpens come in, and Minnesota takes this one late in the game here in that 7th inning. Another very offensive game. We got the Phillies 13 and the Giants 6. Phillies trying to find a way to cool off these Giants, and I think maybe they found out that if you put up a ton of runs, you have a chance to beat the Giants, but not often are you able to do that. Giants pitching has just been elite this season. This game was 6-6 after 3 innings, and it took until the 6th inning for Philly to start blowing it open, and they added 7 runs along the way over the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. Rhys Hoskins gets a nice 3-hit, 6 RBI performance. He's probably the highlight for the Phillies overall. He has 2 home runs in this game. He's up to 15. And we have Torres hitting his 2nd home run of the season. Yastrzemski hits his 8th and Brendan Belt his 11th. So that's back-to-back nights, I believe, for Belt going deep. Alex Wood only lasts 3, 4 earned runs, 4 Ks. And Nola, same kind of story. He gets yanked in that 3rd inning as well, going 2.16 earned runs, 1 K. And this one comes down to the battle of the bullpen. And believe it or not, the Phillies bullpen is the one that holds it here. Nice big win for the Phillies. And the Giants falling 45 and 26. Red Sox 7, Royals 1, and 1-1 about after the 3rd, and then the Red Sox put up 4 in the top of the 5th and didn't have to look back, adding a couple more in that 9th inning. In that 5th inning, JD Martinez hits his 14th of the season, Dahlback adding it in the 9th, his 9th of the year. We have no home runs for the Royals. They had 7 hits on the night and just left 18 guys on base, so pretty devastating, whereas the Red Sox only left 8. Brent Keller, 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 4 Ks. He continues to basically struggle, but the Royals are really putting him in a position. They want to keep testing this young guy, see what he's capable of. Right now, he's capable of a 6.34 ERA. So there's that. Martin Perez, 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, bouncing back after his last performance, which was a little rough, but this outing is very good. 1 inning away from a quality start. But yeah, the Red Sox are going to be happy when their pitching does that. Padres 7, Reds 5. So the Padres have now won 3 in a row against the Reds, and then this one was another one where they kind of come from behind. They were down 2-0 early, take a 5-2 lead, and then they give up 3 in the top of the 5th, so it's 5-5. So another somewhat walk-off situation is the bottom of the 8th, but still a late inning comeback for them. Big highlight here is Tatis does leave the game with somewhat of his shoulder injury, possibly still there. We had 3 RBIs for Manny Machado. Jake Cronenworth hurting his 8th home run of the season, and Kim his 4th. No home runs for the Reds. Gutierrez, 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 4 Ks, no decision, and M. Diaz, 2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and then it's basically a bullpen situation for the Padres. Chris Mack coming in and eating up the majority of the innings of this game with 3. The Padres find a nice win, and they're quietly, this homestand has been good for the Padres for sure. Houston continues to probably be the hottest team in baseball right now. Astros 7, White Sox 3, and they're taking advantage of the White Sox, a team that they're very much in battle with atop the American League, and they're out firing quick in this one, taking care of, again, one of the White Sox top pitchers in Lance Lynn, put up 6 against him in the first 4 innings. Altuve again leading the way with a nice 2 hits, no RBIs, but a double. He scores 2 runs. And on the other side, we have Moncada with a 2-hit performance. Vaughn hitting his 6th home run of the season. Carrera his 13th. Valdez goes 7, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks. Valdez has been unreal for the Astros since he's been back. 4-0 on the year, 1.67 ERA. Lance Lynn picking up his 3rd loss of the season. Already touched on it, over 4 innings, 5 earned runs. A little bit of a rough ending for him, and the Astros so far have gotten to the White Sox, winning the first 2 games, and looks like they'll win the series. Brewers 6, Rockies 5, so late inning heroics for the Brewers after losing last night's game in the late innings, the game before when I say last night. Dames, a nice 4-hit, 3 RBI performance. On the other side, we have 4 or 5 guys on the Rockies that continue to have multi-hit nights. A couple of these guys are definitely on hitting streaks that we should be keeping an eye on. This tends to happen when you're part of the Rockies. Nice hits. At Ames, his 9th home run of the season. No home runs for the Rockies. Gomber only lasts 2 innings in this one. It's a little bit of a rough outing for him. He lasts 33 pitches, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout. Hauser goes 6, 5 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts, both no decision. With this one going late into the innings, and the Brewers getting up a couple runs in that top of the 9th to make the difference. Hader comes in for his 18th save of the season. Brewers were down by 1 heading into the 9th, but they put up a 2 spot, which ends up being the difference, and the blown save goes to Kinley, who's now 1-1 on the season. Angels 8, Tigers 3, and even though the Angels started off pretty rough, they started off good, and then they really tanked but now they're still continuing to win with Trout out. They're now above 500 for like the first time since April, I'm sure. 8-3, they got out 5-0 early and didn't really have to look back. The Tigers did make it close at one point, making it 5-3, but the Angels answered back and put it out of reach. Cameron, his 2nd of the season scope, continues to possibly be the hottest hitter in the American League. 13th home run of the season. On the other side, Ohtani. This guy's been monster himself. 22nd home run of the season. He's now 1 behind the home run lead with Guerrero Jr., who hit 1 today. So if it wasn't for that, they'd be tied. Walsh hitting his 17th of the season. Sandoval, 5.2, 3 earned runs, 9 Ks. He's probably been one of the Angels' better pitchers, at least in the starting rotation. And Peralta for the Tigers goes 5 earned runs, 2 Ks. His ERA is 7.11. Let's go to 7-Eleven, get some slushies or something. Moving along, Dodgers 9, Diamondbacks 3. So the Diamondbacks are now 2-30 in their last 32 games. That's a rough stretch. So before that stretch, they were 18-22 was their record. Wow. Dodgers were at 3-0 early here. Buehler was flirting with a no-hitter up until that 8th inning, essentially. Before that, Diamondbacks put up a couple runs. Turner had a nice 2-hit, 3 RBI performance. Will Smith, 3-hit, 2 RBI performance himself. We had Smith hitting his 8th of the season, and Taylor his 10th. No home runs for the Diamondbacks. Peacock goes 5, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, which is a good outing when you're playing against the Dodgers. And then Buehler, 7.1, 2 earned runs, 11 Ks. Up before that 8th inning, he was dealing with a no-hitter, so very, very good outing for him. Buehler, 7-0 in the season, 2.38 ERA. He's been Amazing. Mariners 6, Rays 5. So that's 3 in a row now that the Mariners have taken off the Rays. And they put up 5 runs in that second inning, which gave them a 5-2 lead. And the Rays chipped and chipped and chipped to send it to extra innings. But the Mariners find a way to walk them off. Wendell leading the way for the Rays with 3 hits of the 8. And on the other side, we had 9 hits for the Mariners. It was pretty spread out across the board. Josh Fleming goes 6.1, 5 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. A little bit of a rough outing, but the bullpen keeps the door closed and allows the Rays offense to bring them back in. Gilbert goes 5.24, earned runs, 7 Ks himself in the no decision. And the bullpen slowly tries to kind of blow it for them. Graveman blows the save in that 9th inning, but they find a way to walk it off. And the Mariners are really shooting the Rays in the foot. It's been a rough week for the Rays. I believe they are 1-5 on the week after being possibly the hottest team in the MLB for over a month. But I guess that crown has now been passed along. Who did I call the hottest team in the league? The Astros, yeah. So that's been passed along to the Astros. It seems like it's always rough for an East team to go over to the West, but that pretty much breaks it down. That's the 15 games of June 19th in a nutshell. Coming up tonight, we got the updated power rankings after all the games are played today. We're going to, I think that's probably the only video I'll have. I'll have my fish on a heater video that comes out later today, once maybe shortly actually, because I'm going to be figuring out that right when I'm done here. And yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday here on the West Coast. I hope everybody else out there is having a good day, and we will see you guys for the next video. And let me know what you guys think, what you guys saw last night, what you enjoyed, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.